in child protective services, and they won't give them back to their loving families because they're making money.
This is a legal system that you're going into. And if you don't know the rules, you will be chewed up and spit out.
If I could say anything to a mother who just got their children detained, you're in a crisis. Yeah. Life feels like it's over. The most important thing is regaining custody of your children.
The child welfare system at its core is designed to protect children who need protection, okay? And that's key, is who need protection.
So social workers, out of fear, will remove more children rather than only remove those children that truly need to be removed.
It's okay. It's okay.
This isn't someone stole your car. Someone broke into your house. This someone took your child, your flesh and blood.
It doesn't say on this order that it was not proven. It says untrue. I immediately knew that, okay, well, this ain't over.
Were there signs there? Were there no signs? Did I miss them? Did I catch them? At this point, I honestly don't know.
Families only get a finite amount of time to reunify.
I came into this field to help families, not destroy them.
The difference between the criminal system and the child welfare system is substantial. You have more rights as a criminal than you do as a parent.
You're muted.
Hi, everyone. Let me repeat it again. This is Georgette True, and I am the host for Fight CPS with Miss G. And I also work for the law office of Vincent Davis. And I have my lovely co-host, Cassandra and Darren, with me today.
Hello, Miss G.
Hello, Mr. Darren. Hello, Miss Cassandra.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Okay, guys. So who's going to open the topic for today about the corruption of CPS?
Musical squares. Who's first?
Actually, I need to give a little bit of advice, okay? Grandparents, stop calling CPS on your kids because you're not happy with their spouse. Please stop doing that. Stop. Just stop. And stop blaming it on somebody else because you don't want to get caught. So stop reporting your children because you're unhappy with their spouses. Because it backfires, and then you end up losing your kid, and everybody end up losing their kids because grandma didn't like my husband, or grandma didn't like my wife, or grandma didn't like my girlfriend or boyfriend. You know, this is to just grow up. Grow up, because it's like it's like you're crying for help and it's false. It's false, and then the ones that suffer are the children. And then here you are, grandma or grandpa, whoever made the report, you know, spending your last dime to get your child, but your grandchild back. You know, that's how sad it is. So grow up and stop doing this. Stop. Just stop it.
I think everybody should be doing that. I think that people...
It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Well, I think that people should... I don't agree necessarily with the whole... the secrecy behind who calls you for CPS. Because people can just... I'm mad at you. I can just pick up the phone, call them, and here they come stepping into my life. And boom, next thing you know, you're under this huge investigation. And for what?
Right.
Because you were mad, I didn't give you a ride?
Ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, or a girlfriend of an ex-husband, or I'm like, what is this? Is this like, and then CPS, of course, as soon as you open Pandora's box, there they go.
Right,
Yep.
off and
You
running.
walk in there and they steal the children, and they couldn't care less about who said what. And that's how it goes. And then they make money, and you're helping them make money because you're an idiot. And that's how it goes.
It
So,
is. But see, like there should be. This is the problem. This is where you get into the whole system again. So just right from the gates, it's
right.
already wrong because you have an anonymous phone call that leads to an investigation on someone that was just minding their own business with no. So you have all of this junk, and they come at you like you're guilty immediately. You know, they're
Yeah.
leading the charge. You know, because some jerk wants to get back at you. You know,
Over allegations.
right, over allegations because they're required. So it's funny, they're required to respond within 24 hours, but you know, get involved with CPS and see how long it takes them to get back to you when you're trying to get your kid back. That's a whole different story.
Exactly.
If they even do.
Right.
Exactly. And you know what's so sad? I heard it at the news actually this morning where the mom killed 3 of her kids on Mother's Day.
Oh.
And I was like, listen, I kept listening, and I'm like, am I hearing this right? I couldn't process that.
Was she the one that drowned all her kids?
I have no idea how it happened. I fell asleep on my couch, and the TV was on the news, and I woke up, and that was what I woke up on. That part. So I cannot believe that this really happened. I just cannot process that.
Isn't it crazy, right? You got people going nuts trying to get their kids back, running in circles, dealing with liars and thieves and cheaters, and then you have people that just so willingly just give up. You know, there's what signs did CPS either not see, not have, not
Right.
like where are their investigatory skills? Because you know what? It seems like there's a lot more of that hoopty law going on than there are of good parents that are suddenly doing bad things, having their kids just take it, literally take it.
You know what's so sad? I actually told a grandmother one time that what she's doing, what she did to her son is wrong. That reported his girlfriend because she didn't like his girlfriend, and that was like a week ago. And she's like, she got really upset because she didn't want her son or her, to know that she did that. She made the report, and she started retaliating against me, and she started threatening me, and I'm like, well, are you serious? You know what I mean? It's kind of like, so you the one who screwed up, and you're trying to blame the attorney and me and everybody else?
Well,
it makes no sense.
No accountability.
No accountability at all. And then when they start like a bashing smear campaign about you, when they're actually the ones who made that report, and they're the ones who screwed up their grandchild's life or grandchildren's life. Does that make sense to you guys? Seriously?
No, it's another form of abuse that they won't go after, right?
Yeah,
because there's going to be there'll be no prosecution for that person, right?
Exactly. There is no prosecution for that person.
Oh yeah, look, Margie's talking about the family rights rally coming up May 21st. Everybody needs to get to that. I'll be there. Look for the good-looking guy in the security jacket. That'll be me.
What did you just
I said Margie's talking about the family rights rally during on the 21st.
Yes, May 21st. Location, Washington. Yeah.
Yeah, Washington Monument. It's right there.
Yeah. Are you going, Darren? I thought you said you're going.
I am. I'm the security guy.
No way.
Yeah. This way.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And awesome. Honestly, you are the best security there is.
I know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, I sure am. You got that right.
I just seen that story that you were talking about online right now. When I opened up my phone or my news thing, that's like a new one to me. Like I seen like over this past week, so many different instances where parents and kids have been abused and parents have been getting away with it. And then like, it's sad.
It is
like so many articles, like throughout a week.
But the problem is nobody's doing anything about it. You know, I mean, there's a lot of people that are doing things about things, but there's just nothing that's moving forward. There's no, they just continue to do this. I did the math the other day. There's a child a minute in this country that's taken by CPS. That doesn't count the human trafficking or anything. That came from their federal statistics. I forget, it was like 700, and I'm not even going to quote the actual amount of children, but it literally broke down to a child a minute is taken from a home by Child Protective Services in this country. So you're telling me that there's that many bad parents? Then why are we hearing, if they're taking that many children, why are we hearing stories like this? Because they're missing something, right? Because these stories are coming out all the time.
I'm going to give you guys a true story. I was at the supermarket, Ralph's to be exact. Okay, it was around maybe 7:15 p.m. There was a 5-year-old that was crying for a little, those little candy toys, that has candy, and then it has like a little toy on top of it, and then you open it and the candy comes out. You know which one I'm talking, like characters, huh?
Pez, yeah, Pez dispensers.
Something like that. Whatever.
Yeah,
it was like Mickey Mouse or.
If you lift it up, candy come out of me.
Not like that. That's disgusting sight. Okay, the image of it is disgusting right now. But that 6 or 5-year-old, I can't remember age, maybe around that age, was crying for one, right? So the father, in the back of his hand, and he smacked him.
What?
For crying, like on his cheek. The child fell on the ground from the slap. My heart, I was like gasping for air, kind of like gasping for air. I couldn't process that. So I was helping the child, and the cashier looked at him and looked at me, and I'm like, sir, that wasn't necessary. You know what he said to me? He said, bitch, you are not his mama, right? Then I said, I didn't get mad. I mean, I was mad, but I didn't want to, have a physical fight with him, obviously. So I said, would you allow me to buy this for your son? Like, allow me to buy it for him, just as a gift from me to him. And then he said, it's your money.
What?
So I bought it for the child. The child looked at me and hugged me. However, I looked at the cashier. I said, are you going to call CPS on this? She said, oh, no, I don't want to be involved.
Good.
Right? But what I'm trying to tell you, the real abuse is not called on.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the point I'm trying to make. The real abuse is hidden. But the ones that really call, especially if they are family members, are the ones who are doing it maliciously.
Right.
Okay? Maliciously. Mm-hmm. Why? Because they want to gain benefit from that grandchild or their grandchildren. Why? Because they want to have full custody of them or permanent custody of them so they can get the money every year.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot.
Yeah. For every child.
By the time everything's said and done, there's quite a bit of money that comes with a young child that CPS is taking.
Exactly.
From them, right?
So there's a lot of motives behind every report made. There are children who are abused. I get that. I've seen it with my own eyes with this father. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
However, every report should be investigated carefully, not rushed out.
Right.
Not rushed out. And if the mother did make an illegal report against her son or her daughter-in-law, why didn't you hold that grandmother accountable? That's my thing. Why don't you hold her accountable for making a false report?
Yeah, prosecuted. Right.
Right. And people think when you make reports, they don't record your voice. When you make an anonymous report to CPS, all of their calls and their voice is tracked. Whoever is making the call is tracked. I was told this by somebody who, I can't say who, but somebody that knows perfectly well what he's talking about. They track everybody's voice. And if you think you're calling from an anonymous number or a blocked number, you're mistaken. They trace that number too. So when it backfires on you, the grandparents, don't try to come out of it by blaming everybody else for your own doing to your own children. And there are great grandparents out there. There's wonderful grandparents out there. But there's grandparents out there that are controlling. They want to control their sons' lives. They want to dictate who they want to be with or who they shouldn't be with. There you have it.
Grandparents play a big role. It's awful. It's terrible what's being done to them on both ways. Because, like you said, you have the grandparents that are calling because they're either disenfranchised from the family because the daughter doesn't get along with the mother-in-law or whatever, or you have the other way around where grandparents are trying to play a role in the child's life that's involved in CPS, and CPS completely shuts the door on. It's really a bad spot to be in if you think about it. That's why I don't want to get old. I don't want to be a grandparent. It's terrible with this stuff's going on with them, both ways.
I have seen one time there was a grandmother that called me and she said, Darren,
I got it.
I don't care if you're, a tough guy or not. I'll give you a timeout.
I know. Just
I
shut
don't care.
up.
I don't care if I love you or love your wife. I will still give you a timeout. You better put the phone in silence, young man.
I'm trying.
Mary, put your husband in check. Where is she at? Oh,
she's around the corner, I'm sure.
So anyways, I get calls from grandparents, grandmothers mostly, that tell me that they don't like their son's girlfriend or their son's wife, and that the children will be better off with her. And I always educate them. I try to as much as I can, but they don't listen. They, honest to God, don't listen to me. And they said, no, you don't understand. She's not like us. She's not like us. Not like us.
What's not like us?
I don't know. But your son chose her.
That's
mean, you know what I mean? No one is happy with who the child chooses, but we have to kind of deal with it and respect it. But
right, and why does right? What everybody forgets is the damn kid. That's the child that's getting penalized. Yeah, everybody forgets this in this whole game. It's not the grandma. It's not the dad. It's not the mom. CPS is directly harming the child. Correct. Period in the story. We're Correct. Adults. We'll deal with it. Correct. If we've done something, we'll deal with it. We'll get penalized and we'll move on. Poor children Correct. Have no idea. So for that grandmother to call to open up that to that innocent child, that's just an asshole.
Right.
That's all that is.
Exactly.
They should be put into jail. That's just
should. But see, I think Barbara said something earlier. She said this, or Margie, sorry, I apologize. Margie said everybody has immunity even when they are caught lying. I don't know
in the
about
CPS world, hell yeah, they do.
Well, I don't know what she means by everybody, Margie. Everybody doesn't have immunity, sweetheart. Not everybody, unless you're referring to only CPS. But when you say everybody, it means everybody in the world. No.
I definitely don't have it.
We don't have immunity.
We do not have immunity. Yeah.
To be honest with you, even like police officers, even when they get caught, they get punished or they get, but only because people stood up and rallied for justice.
Correct.
Right? That's the only reason. Mm-hmm. The only reason. Before they used to get away with everything. Right? Now they wear body cams. And that body cam better be on.
Right, which CPS, right? Why does CPS
don't wear body cams?
And they don't want them.
And they don't want them. Because they're scared to be caught. Right. Only a criminal doesn't want to be caught. It's just a lot. And also, you guys have to be mindful and very careful who you speak with online. And I keep repeating myself over and over again. There are people online pretending to be CPS, hating CPS and advocate for children and et cetera, et cetera. You have to understand these people have connection with CPS. And all they want to do is get information from you and share that information with your caseworker. Because oftentimes they ask you, who's your caseworker? What county is your case in? Those are questions that an attorney's office asks. When you guys call me, I ask you, okay, what county is the case in? How many kids are involved? When were the kids removed? What was the reason the kids were removed? But I never once asked you who your social worker is. What's the name of your social worker? That's something the attorney will ask you once you hire that attorney.
Mm-hmm.
We in the office, I don't ask because it's irrelevant to me who the social worker is because they're all scumbags to me.
Mm-hmm.
So the attorney will ask you. Once you have the initial communication with your attorney, then he or she will ask you the name of your social worker. But somebody random from Facebook, and correct me, Cassandra and Darren, if I'm wrong, somebody random asking you these questions, something is not right.
No,
because why would they want to know who your social worker is? Why would they want to know what county your case in?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be careful with these advocates. I'm being honest. I've gotten so many warnings from people telling me that, hey, my mom is doing this, or hey, I have to warn you guys, my aunt is doing this, and she's using my cousin as an advocate, and she's getting information from my cousin to give it to the social workers.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, I said, what is your aunt's name? She said, I can't, I'm scared. Like, she was literally warning me in tears. Nobody cries unless they're scared. Not scared, but,
your emotions, right? Your emotions are working,
right. And she was afraid to tell me who her aunt is.
Mm-hmm. So,
or what the name of the group is. She just said, Miss G, please, I've been watching your show, and I'm just letting you know right now, my aunt and my cousin is in on it, or somebody in the relative. I can't remember which one, but somebody in the family is in on it. And then everybody's like, okay, yeah, they hate CPS. Let me join. They hate this. Let me join. Let me join.
That's the thing, is no one realizes the resources that wastes by lying. The time that you're spending with lying, with someone else lying to you, is something that, you could have been working on Joe Blow stuff for them and making progress with their kids. Like, that's what no one realizes. All of this stuff of people false reporting, wasting your time, lying to say that they're not who they are. All you're doing is to think about this. A kid a minute in this country is taken. Now, if you're going to sit there and lie for 10 minutes and waste someone's time, that's 10 children have been removed from homes now while you've been sitting there lying, wasting someone else's time that actually has resources and gumption to go after the system. So you think about it that way, maybe that'll click in some people's heads when they stop bullshitting and, making these false accusations and lying and telling, and doing whatever they're doing. It's just not right. The lady that keeps commenting up there, Annette, she's a friend of mine that I've been talking with for over a year. She's got an awful story that I wouldn't mind. Maybe we could get her to talk to Grace or to Cassandra. Her story needs to be heard. Her story.
Actually, if you know her, what's your name again?
My name or hers?
Darren. Oh my God. If you know her, Darren, just have her contact Grace and Cassandra.
Okay.
Cassandra and she's doing an amazing. Cassandra is amazing. You and Cassandra are just amazing. I'm just so thankful. I'm thankful to have you guys hosting with me. It's just amazing. It's a blessing to have both of you. Really, 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 really is.
Well, thanks for that, Georgette. That's so nice.
But have
Annette, this is her right here. Annette, she's got such a story. I mean, it'll tear you up because we don't even breach in. Like, we talk we talk on the level of it's now. See, I'm in Maine, so we don't see as much of this out here as what you guys see that way. Like, you guys see 30 stories on your side. Like, you see horrible, horrible things happening. And more on the human trafficking side, and and the sexual abuse, and maybe it is going on up here. Who knows? But you don't hear about it as much. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how that works, but we don't. But like, we don't even breach into those stories, and I think that too is very important because people aren't they think that CPS just comes, takes a kid, goes off into a foster home, la-di-da, the parents are sad, so be it. That's not the case in a lot of these, right? Like, that's not, these foster kids don't end up in, the perfect white fenced house, with a good family. Most of them, or a lot of them, end up in more abusive situations than they were even taken from. You know, like people just aren't educated in the whole mass of what this system does and what it brings to you, to a family. Out of one child that they're trying to save, how many lives are destroyed in that path? You know, how many families, you know, how many family members? It's as long as the child's arms is, as long as the child's name goes, that's how many people they're destroying, you know, or taking a piece of their heart or whatever. But again, the number one thing that's being affected here is that child. That child is just thrown around like a pawn. Like they don't have a freaking clue what's going on.
Correct.
All we know is that they had a mom and dad 1 minute, and now they don't, and no one's telling them the truth. They're wondering where their mom and dad are.
Yep.
These poor kids are put into fight or flight like none of us have ever been.
And also, Darren, the thing about it is people don't understand the court-appointed attorneys that's appointed to is not really going to do the job for you.
No.
People, like yesterday, I had two people did an agreement yesterday with me, right, to hire our office. Before they hired us last week, they kept calling me every other day. And then they said, the court-appointed attorney said, oh, don't hire anyone else. Nobody else is going to help you. No one else can help you. That was in 2 different counties, right? No one else will help you. And then the client was like, okay, well, you know, it's been 18 months. Like, dude, like, where are my kids?
Right.
18 months. I'm doing classes. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. So they had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Davis, one of them, and Mr. Davis gave them the strategy and the breakdown on what he will take in their case, like the steps he needs to take in his case. But then, of course, as an attorney, Davis always asked to send the last minute order of the case and the last couple of minute orders on the case, etc., so that he can understand a little bit more. However, every case, like when he was on the show with me yesterday, Mr. Davis said every case is different, but yet almost kind of it's complex, but it's the same crap with CPS, but everybody needs a different strategy. Right. It's a different
piece of the puzzle that they've screwed you on somehow.
Correct.
They've lied about this, or right.
Yeah. So the court-appointed attorneys will lie.
Well, look at what just happened in my situation.
Yeah, I know that. I mean,
like they just tried to railroad me again, you know. And thankfully for Mr. Davis, that he let me know what was right and what was wrong, and we addressed that. Thankfully,
you did speak with him yesterday, right, Darren?
Yes, I did, and I got to do some things for you this morning, or after we're done with this. But yeah, so we spoke with him, and had I not, they would have just railroaded us right to the TPR.
Yeah, but see, they do this for a reason. And people think they're free. They're not free. You people don't get it. Our tax dollars is what's paying for all these people.
Yeah, our tax dollars. And then once you're done with this, and then analyze again how much you are making, do that financial affidavit. And a lot of time you get stuck with the bill right after this. You know, you think during this whole thing, oh, okay, the state paid for it. And like you say, yes, that's the working man's dollar too.
Right.
But they also will say, guess what? You owe maybe 40, 50,000 of this or whatever, because people don't understand how much this costs. Now, of course, on the public pretender side, that's a lie. They've got the standard thing. They're not helping you. They just walk you right through the system. Make sure that they get a free and clear title to your kid is the way I see it. You know, that's what their jobs are. They monitor it for them, not us. But, you know, a lot of people don't realize that too. At the end of this, they go, how much you make? Oh, you make more money now? Well, you can afford this. You know, it's not.
And that's the thing too. They always ask you how much you make. They always ask you, where do you work? What do you do? Blah, 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 blah. Why? Because they want you to pay child support until that child is adopted.
And then, like Mr. Davis was saying yesterday, though, like, because I watched your show too yesterday.
They didn't tell me that.
And, but what are we going to do about it? We're just going to sit here and talk about it?
I hate it when he does that. I really hate it when he does that. Like,
I could tell.
What are you gonna do about it, Georgette? What are you going to do about it?
I know. I can tell.
Rambo for like, I want to dress up like Rambo and get rid of him.
The way he said it too was just great. He's like, what are you going to do about it? It was great. I seen you, just the flame in your eyes start like.
Like, I want to put him on timeout. I'm like, seriously? No, but he's right. What are we going to do about it? But the thing is voting them out, right? But the thing is, when people don't vote, they get reelected. Okay, so we do have. I think we got. Well, I just got it in the mail. The what do you call it? The Los Angeles County Register Record County Clerk. Anyways, we need to vote. I haven't looked at it yet, but these are for. Oh my God, I need to look at it. I just got it last night. But do you have one, Cassandra or Darren?
Yeah, I got one in the mail the other day.
Which one is that for? I know it's for the Social Security Commissioner, members of State Assembly, the 55th District, United States Representative, 37th District, County Sheriff, State Senator, 28th District. Hold on. National City Locals, Los Angeles City Primary Election, City Attorney. I mean, come on, people. We need to vote. We need to start voting.
That's it. Voting is the only way you can go.
This is important. And Mr. Davis is right. We need to start voting, man. I haven't gotten the real one yet. This is just introductory, just to kind of see who I want to vote for. But we need to do this.
Is that the one that like shows like the picture of the person and then says a like little paragraph about themselves? Like,
no, is that the one you're getting? Because
that's the one I got.
Okay, well, I like the one you got, and this one is just gives you the names and.
What is that about?
Yeah.
Is that about?
Yeah.
Like the one I got, like it showed like everybody who's like running for what. Right. Had a picture of them, and then they wrote like something about themselves and what they're trying to do. Not going to have any
voter fraud there, huh?
Yeah. Well, insurance commissioner.
And then it showed if they were like what party they were in, and if they were with green or red or blue.
Secretary of State. I mean, Mr. Davis is right. I mean, we have to vote. Look, Judge of the Superior Court Office number 118. Look at that. County judges right here. County judges. We need to vote their asses out.
That's the ones that are important. Them judges. Yeah,
we need to get rid of these judges. These are useless judges. They don't care about anyone else but themselves. There is a judge that practices Satanism. Okay.
Oh, that works out well.
I know her name. I know everything about her. I can't tell you guys who she is, but she practices Satanism. And she hates, she pretends in public she likes children, but she really doesn't. So she enjoys the separation of families. People don't understand that. People don't understand that there's a lot of crazy in the world and people in higher places who control it. Who control this? So people, you need to wake up, wise up, and we all need to work together. Even Mr. Davis said it. We need to vote. We need to vote.
And yesterday he said like there's people higher than our county and state CPS that we need to confront and tell because they fund these people.
Correct.
They're higher up. Go to federal like stand-ins, like federal, not like state and county.
We need to be louder. We need to be loud. I'm not saying for us to take violence action. No.
No violence.
Even God tells us it's okay to be angry, but sin not. It's okay to be angry. I get angry too. I get angry when people lie to me, and I get angry when people deceive someone. Deception is very bad.
You be mad as hell, but don't be bad.
But God says you can be angry, but do not sin from your anger. Don't cause your anger to sin, right? But we need to be heard. We need to be louder. Like Barbara said, we need to get loud. And she's right. We do need to get loud.
And we need to show solidarity. There needs to be
we all need to get loud. And Mr. Davis said it's very important
to together.
Right, together, not apart. I don't care who you're mad at, who you're not mad at. It doesn't matter at this point. We're fighting for one cause. The one cause is getting children back to their families. their families. Oftentimes I saw a video yesterday on the news of a young lady in a bar. You guys should watch it. A young lady in a bar. It was on Channel 2 News. She was having a drink, waiting for her friends, and then these two men came, and one sat next to her on the right and the other one sat next to her on the left, and the camera was running in the bar. Everything was showing. Then the one on the right distracted her while the one on the left was putting in drugs, right? In her champagne. She was drinking champagne. And then she got drowsy, and then they pulled her in the car, and they walked her, and they were like telling people, oh, she's drunk, and pulled her in the car. The security guard was right there, and they thought they knew each other. Then a homeless lady in the car, in a shopping cart, saw it when they were throwing her in the back seat, and she said she started yelling and screaming and help, help, help. Then her friends came, and a security guard came, and
I've seen that story.
You've seen it? It is real. It was a camera running the whole entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So they're showing you this. It's very important for you guys to pay close attention. They're drugging you. If that lady has children, right? Most likely the police, of course, is reported. The police will report CPS, and CPS will take her children, even though there's proof. It had nothing to do with her. She wasn't crazy. She wasn't doing drugs, but somebody put drugs in her drink.
Mm-hmm.
This is why my mom used to say to me, don't ever go to anybody's home and leave your drink unattended and walk away.
Never.
My
mom and dad used to say that to me. It made me so paranoid to the point where I would hold my drink in my hand, and I would walk with my own drink in my hand.
Yep.
And if I go to the restroom, you better believe that drink is coming with me to the bathroom. When I'm talking about like any drink, water, juice, whatever.
There's crazy people in this world that want to do nothing but harm. Nothing but harm.
Yeah, like if I was somewhere like a get together or anything like that, like I always made sure, like if I had to go to the bathroom, my drink was finished first, so I didn't come back and drink that same drink.
Exactly.
Because my mom told me the exact same thing.
Yeah.
She's like, never leave your drink unattended, especially at a bar. Well, especially at any place like that.
Bars to begin with, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't either. But she's like, she used to, so she always told me that.
I don't ever either.
No, you shut up, Darren. Either you did. No, but seriously, guys. I mean, I can't drink. I'm diabetic, so I can't drink. But I drink. My drug is this.
I don't know what that is. But,
coffee.
Kind of muggy. What is that? Espresso?
That's espresso.
Oh, I thought you just grabbed the first thing you could find to put coffee in because you were running late.
No, this is espresso. I drink like at least 10 of those a day. At least.
Is your heart okay?
I am. This is my drug, coffee.
I mean,
this is it. This is it.
So I've never been with you. What are you, 5'2", all of 110 pounds?
Oh my God! I wish I was 110 pounds. No.
But you're 5'2", right?
I don't know how tall I am. I keep getting shorter as I grow older. I used to be 5'5".
As long as your nose doesn't grow, we're fine.
No, I'm seriously. I used to be 5'5", and then the other day my neighbor saw me and she's like, "Georgetta, you're getting shorter." And I looked at her and said, "I don't know. I think I am." I'm shrinking, people. I'm shrinking.
Well, it's because of all the shit you have to deal with. You know, all the shit that stacks on your shoulders. You know, all the weight. That's what it is.
I know. It's stressful because I
can't
talk
imagine
to people all day long. Like seriously, from 7:30 in the morning. Last night I finished work at 10:30, and honest to God, I was on my couch and the TV was watching me. I don't know what happened to me after that. I woke up in the morning again.
Oh, you don't remember our phone call then, huh?
See, I don't remember. Did you? What time was it?
Well,
10:30 or 11.
Yeah, it was like 11:30 because it was 2 here. So.
Okay, then I must have slept at 11:30. I thought it was no. You texted me at 10:30. I was about to go to bed, and you said, "Can we talk?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
You told me you were going to send me $1 million today, and I said, "Whoa, Georgette, no."
Yes, and I forgot to send you the $1 million.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that later.
I know we will. Don't worry. We're gonna get to that later. I got you. The 10 million is coming, Darren. It's coming.
Oh, see, she added $1 million. She added 9 more to it for me.
You're too much,
Oh,
Darren.
it's funny. See, it's a
That's
good.
why I love
So,
you.
so in real life, I'm what they call a bio recovery technician. I do crime scene cleanings, dead body cleanups, suicide cleanups, and all of that. And this is a serious note. That's what my job is. Your job is just parallel with that. There's no good days in your job.
No.
You know, like when you go to work to make money, it's on someone else's misfortune. Same with me, you know, like, so it's not like you get up, and everybody's got to think about that when they talk to you. And, you know, they're fortunate that you're so happy and gloomy and chummy, and, you know, because you know how to deflect it and make it that way. But people don't think about, they pour all of this stuff onto you. Well, where do you go? You know what I mean? Like you don't have a vent out, you know, you sit there and you take it all from everybody, you know? So eventually, I guess what I'm saying is, if you have a gloomy day, people need to realize that, you know, like there's no good days for you. You know, there's not a day that it's just like me. I get up because something bad's happened to someone. You know, I make good money and I'm good at what I do at, and it's what I've always done.
Right.
But I take that job very seriously, and I'm fortunate when they get me instead of someone else, because I do take it very seriously, and I'm concerning, and I don't go there upset and everything. I try to do what I got to do as me as a person. I think that's why I like this. We could joke and whatever, because
Right.
you have to. There's some parts in your life where, you know, like you can only take so much. You know, you get constant phone calls of people telling you that their kids have been stolen, you know, or if that's not that, you get the other end of the spectrum is you get someone calling saying, hey, I beat the shit out of my kid last night and CPS took them and I need to get them back. And you're like, wow, really? This shitbag's calling to get representation, but you still got to do it, you know, because they're deserving of that too. So people
But
don't
honestly,
understand it.
I to be honest with you, Darren, I've never gotten that kind of call though.
Well, that's good. But I'm
Okay,
just saying
I haven't.
that could be part of your job. That could happen.
Right, but
You know?
the thing about it is hearing parents cry, like this client cried, and it, you know, I've seen one man cry before when my mom died. That was my father. That was the first time I've ever seen my father cry, and that broke my soul because I
Imagine.
love my father. And that man cried to me yesterday, and as God is my witness, I was trying to hold it together because I get very involved in people's feelings, and that's the thing. Whatever, when people are crying, my heart hurts. And when people are sad, my heart hurts and I feel their pain. Even if they're sick in the hospital, if they have like a bruise or a cut, I feel their pain. So it's kind of it gets to me. It's all day. It's
Right.
all day. I'm not talking about one call a day, Darren. I'm
Right. I'm
talking
talking
about
all day long.
over
It's constant phone
100
calls. Right.
calls a day, a
Yeah.
night. And then when I go to sleep, it's like I have to do my meditation and I have to cleanse my mind, and then you texted me to call you and I forgot to take any of that. I mean, I was about to get to bed and Darren's like, call me.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
right.
Yeah. But so I couldn't do my meditation last night. I used
But
to
you're
do
going to
this
blame
every
this on
night.
me now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Davis. Her crabby attitude is my fault because I texted her.
You're such a jerk. You're such a jerk. Stop. But anyways, but yes, I do get calls like this daily, and it affects you as a human
Yeah.
being. Imagine you talk to 140 people a day, a night. Just imagine. How would you feel that everybody have the same story, just
That's what I'm
different
saying.
towns,
That's it.
different number of children?
Mhm.
And the thing is, when you explain to them the laws, when you explain to them the rules, when you educate them the 50% chance, I mean 50% times they tell me, no, Georgette, I don't think they're gonna do that. I'm a good parent. You don't understand. They're gonna be sorry. I'm gonna destroy them. They don't know who they're dealing with. That's what I
Right.
get. And then a month later, or 2 weeks later, or a week later, they call me. And then I have to repeat myself to them. And they're still convinced everything is going to be okay because they're said in the 6 months hearing, they're going to get their kids. In this hearing, they're going to get their kids. And I'm like, no. And then they call me again. So it's the same pattern.
Mhm.
And then when they call me, then that's it. It's during my kids are going to be adopted. I'm like, what?
Mhm.
Like, you could have hired us in 2020 when the case was open, but you waited until 2021 after all these calls every week that you call me about, and you're not getting an attorney, but yet you're just calling me to update me. That's great. But right now, what are you going to do? Like Mr. Davis said to me, what are you going to do to make changes? Change the law. What are you going to do? Well, I'm asking the people, what are you going to do to get your kids back?
Mm-hmm.
You can't just sit there and delay and delay and delay and delay. And then towards what? Guess what? Reunification?
That's what they want you to do.
That's it. That's what they want you to do. They want you exactly, Cassandra. What Cassandra said.
They get a breadcrumb trail for you to follow so you don't pay attention to the fact that they're literally screwing you with no lube.
Exactly.
Like literally, like really screwing you.
Yeah. And that's not what you want. And they want you asleep. And I keep telling you guys this over and over and over again. And I don't know why people hire a family law attorney. Why do you guys feel the need to go hire a family law attorney when you're dealing with a state matter?
Exactly.
How? Because he or she is cheaper. Well, you get what you pay for.
That's
damn
just
right.
and
it's the same price by the end of it anyway.
Having your court pretender. Literally.
It's
it's like hiring a court pretender. That's exactly what Cassandra said. She's absolutely right.
And court pretender is not even a child, like probably not even a juvenile dependency lawyer like mine. Mine is a general practice lawyer.
See, there you go.
She's a general practice lawyer. It says it on her profile on the line. I looked it up.
Yeah. You need a juvenile dependency attorney. You need a juvenile dependency attorney, period. And oftentimes people want us to do miracles after their parental rights was terminated, right? And then they finally hire our office and they want miracles, right? Okay, so they tell us one thing and one thing is written down. They expect everything to be done with $2,500 retainer. It's not happening. It's not going to happen. And oftentimes people say, well, your law firm, Mr. Davis, believes in justice. Yeah, Mr. Davis believes in justice, absolutely. But even God didn't tell us to work for free. Even Jesus said, labor for you.
Man needs some pay.
I mean, come on. You got to work for a living.
I mean, but this is what sucks in this part, because what these people prey on are the people that don't have the money. So on the same hand, as much as it is that, you got to be like, damn it. You know, because there's so many people out there, because they attack poverty, they attack that poverty line, and there are so many good people out there, and that has got to be worse for you too, because they're just begging you, please help me, and you want to help every one of them, and you can't. And you know, it's not your fault. It's not Mr. Davis's fault, because he'd be broke too. You know, like he's got to do what he's got to do. So it's got to be hard, because in this, you know, unfortunately, the world runs on money. That's facts. You know, like.
Well, people need to work to eat and pay bills, and people don't understand. And then they say, well, Mr. Davis can do this pro bono. No, he can't. No, he will not do pro bono.
Right. He's got staff to pay for. He's got all kinds of things going on.
It's not even the staff alone. It's not even the staff alone. He has his own bills too. It's not like people think Mr. Davis is a billionaire. You know, he's a millionaire. And people don't understand, not all attorneys are millionaires and billionaires. You know, you get one of those what do you call that? Johnny Cochran. Well, guess what? Johnny Cochran and Mr. Davis are equal. Equal.
Well, Johnny Cochran's not around. Mr.
Well,
Davis,
I know that, but they're equal in rank, what I'm saying. He's great. Mr. Davis is a great attorney. Johnny Cochran was a great attorney. That's the point I'm trying to make. However, Mr. Davis makes it affordable as much as he can, right? For people to be able to hire and get help that they need.
And his wages aren't that out of the realm of making it, because you know, like even when it was first with me and you were telling me those numbers, that is very obtainable. You love your kid and you want to get your kid back, and you come up with a way to make that money.
Right. Right.
You know, it's not out of reach what you guys are asking for a retainer.
No. I mean, it's crazy how people say it's expensive. Okay, well, okay.
Live the rest of your life with the guilt of not having your kid then.
Okay.
How much is that?
I have another person that said, I just bought a car. I'm not going to sell my car back. I'm not going to take my car back. What else? Oh, if I do this, I'm not going to pay rent. Well, we have clients who's lived with their brothers and sisters. until the case was settled. I mean, until the case was closed and they got their kids back. And they saved every penny to get an attorney. There's sacrifices that we all need to do. We have parents who lives in their car currently.
Right.
Until they get their kids back. And every paycheck they give, they save it up for an attorney. So people do their own different sacrifices to get their kids back. However, people, they always judge, you shouldn't charge this much or you shouldn't do this. And I always tell them this, if you own your own business and you have to go fight demons, right? I'm gonna tell you what to do.
Not only that, like, you got to think about it.
That's so sad.
I feel like Mr. Davis's job is like, it's a dangerous job.
Yeah.
Like, he's putting his life on the line, kind of,
Yeah.
with CPS.
Yeah.
These people are crazy.
It's not just Davis.
Nancy Schaefer, come on now.
Yeah.
Like,
everybody.
For him to do this for people
CPS,
in general.
Yeah, every attorney against CPS. I mean, every job, actually. That's
really against CPS.
Yeah, see, we need to get my friend Annette on here. You wait till you hear her story. What's happened to her? It's crazy. If you're watching, make sure you get hold of Grace, because you need to talk to them. You got to hear what this woman has to say. It's crazy. It's it's crazy.
Well, and then the Grace put her information on there, the email, and also Cassandra and Darren have Grace's, the producer's phone number. You're more than welcome to text her and let her know that you know Darren and that you want to be a guest on our show. And leave it at that. That would be amazing to hear what you have to say. And I know Darren I'm sure he's upset about it.
Right, yeah, it'll wrench you for sure.
Oh my God. Oh my God. My heart, I need to, oh my God.
It's a tough gig. It's a tough gig, and what needs to happen is there's got to be more good at the end of the tunnel here. Like, there's got to be enough people that are fighting.
There's sex traffickers. They're child traffickers. CPS are child traffickers.
Yeah,
okay, I'll give you an example. A child removed because of domestic violence, verbal domestic violence, by the way, put in a group home. I mean, in a foster home. Guess what? The foster parents have 10 domestic violence cases against them. 10. But you move them from the biological parents because of a verbal domestic violence into a home that alcoholics, drug users, and domestic violence. Are you fucking kidding me right now? This is why it pisses me off. It pisses me off that I hear things like this. And you guys cannot get it together to put the children in a decent home. And you're paying the foster parents and you're stealing the children from the biological parents
that did nothing, that are perfectly fine.
It has to be the dumbest crap I have ever heard.
Facts.
It is so dumb. Anyone can make allegations. Anyone. That's really sad. Very, very, very sad. Okay, we have to call it an end, guys. But I will see you guys.
Sweat at the end there.
Huh?
Got a little sweat on there at the end.
You always sweat. It's like you wear a suit. Have you noticed that, Cassandra? He wears a jacket, and then he takes it off, and then he shows us his arms.
Yeah, I get so emotional. I get all whatever.
Darren, I'm just through with you. Seriously, I just learned to accept you the way you are.
Yes,
and I love you for who you are.
Excellent.
See.
Tell Mary that too.
Mary knows that. She loves you for who you are.
Mary loves me the way I am too.
Yeah, and you love her too. So don't even go there.
No, that I do. That's facts.
Yes, it's exactly how it should be.
What are we doing this afternoon?
1 o'clock. We're doing the Fight CPS Real Talk with Miss G. I believe at 3 o'clock. Mr. Davis and I are doing a show at 3 o'clock, and at 4 o'clock is Relatives Fight CPS.
Oh, let's get out the boxing gloves.
Yeah, and Cassandra, Yeah, I tried to get a hold of you the other day too.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna get in trouble.
I might have been at work.
In trouble.
Shut up, Darren. No, I was. Don't listen to him, Cassandra. You know I love you. There's no such thing. You get in trouble. No, I wanted you to do something. The same question I asked Darren, but anyways, I'll tell you about it later. Okay, it's important.
Okay.
Okay, and then I will see you guys at 1:00 right there. Look at him. See that? He is such a nut. Okay, Darren.
Yes, 1:00.
Yes.
That's 4:00. That's 4:00 Eastern, right? Because I'm still having a hard time with this changing of the times. That's the problem.
Pacific Standard Time, Darren. Pacific Standard Time.
3:00. So that's 3 hours from now.
Okay, and also,
did you just stop, or was that just like a lag?
No, somebody texted me from the show.
It wasn't me, because I had to shut my phone off because you yelled at me.
And then my phone goes off because I thought I had it on silent, and then I felt bad.
Same thing. I try so hard too. Like I'm like, put it on silent, and it's like it makes it louder. I'm like, oh, it's just gonna know, you know.
Oh my God! All right.
It's crazy.
So
I don't ever get in trouble until I come on this show, and then my phone rings and you yell at me. God.
Oh my God, that's why I love you guys. Okay, so I'll see you guys at 1:00. Cassandra, I will call you later.
Okay.
1:00 Pacific Standard Time.
4:00 for me here.
And 4:00
later on.
There's time. There you go.